If you are over 60 and you walk 30 minutes every single day, I applaud you. You are doing more than 90% of the population. You are keeping your heart healthy. You are keeping your lungs strong. But I have a very difficult truth to share with you today. Walking will not save you from the #1 threat to your life and independence. Walking will not prevent the fall that breaks your hip. I am Dr. Oleksii Kalmykov. As a surgeon, I have treated countless patients who told me, "Doctor, I don't understand how I fell. I walk 2 miles every morning. I'm active." And they are right. They are active. But they are active in a straight line. They are active at a steady, rhythmic pace. But life does not happen in a straight line. Life is chaotic. A dog runs in front of you. A rug slips under your foot. You have to turn quickly to answer the phone. When these moments happen, walking muscles do not help you. You need save your life muscles. You need fast twitch response. You need lateral stability. And walking, unfortunately, does not train any of these. Today, I am going to reveal the 5 specific movements that are biologically superior to walking for preventing falls. These are the exercises I wish every patient would do before they end up on my operating table. We are going to move beyond just exercise. We are going to train your body to be fall-proof. We are going to target the hidden muscles that walking ignores. If you want to live in your own home until you are 95, you need to master these 5 movements. Let's begin with exercise number 1. This is the single most important indicator of whether you will live independently or in a nursing home. We call it the sit to stand, or, if we're being honest, the get off the toilet muscle. You might think, "Doctor, I sit down and stand up all day. That's not exercise." But pay attention to how you do it. Do you use your hands? Do you push off the armrest? Do you rock your body for momentum? If you do, you are cheating and you are letting your quadriceps and glutes atrophy. Walking is an endurance activity. It uses slow twitch muscle fibers, but getting out of a chair requires power. It requires fast twitch fibers. These are the first fibers to die as we age. When you lose them, you become stuck. Here is the protocol. I want you to find a sturdy chair. Sit on the edge, feet flat on the floor, shoulder width apart. Now cross your arms over your chest. This is the non-negotiable rule. No hands. Lean forward slightly, nose over toes, and drive through your heels to stand up. Squeeze your glutes at the top. Then, slowly, take 3 full seconds, lower yourself back down. Do not flop. Control the descent. If you cannot do this without hands, that is your diagnostic. That is your red alert. You need to start today. Use a higher chair if you have to, or put a pillow on the seat, but train your body to stand using only your legs. Do 10 repetitions every single morning. This movement triggers the largest muscle groups in your body, the quads and the glutes. It pumps blood to the heart faster than walking, and it ensures that you will never, ever be stuck on a toilet or a low sofa waiting for help. Now, let's move to exercise number 2. This addresses the wobble. When you walk, you're actually on one leg for about 40% of the time. But because of momentum, you don't feel the instability. When you stop walking and you have to stand on one leg to put on pants or step into a bathtub, that is when the disaster happens. We are going to train the Flamingo, or the single leg stance. But I want to anchor this to a habit so you never forget. I want you to do this while you are brushing your teeth. Here is the science. Balance is not just strength, it's proprioception. It's the communication between the sensors in your foot and the computer in your brain. When you wear shoes all day, those sensors go to sleep. When you walk on flat pavement, Those sensors get bored.
So, tonight, when you are at the sink barefoot, stand on your left leg. Lift your right foot just 1 inch off the ground. Don't wrap it around your ankle, just hover it. Brush your upper teeth. That's 1 minute. Now switch. Stand on the right leg. Brush your lower teeth. If you wobble, that is good. The wobble is the medicine. Every time you wobble and correct yourself, your brain is rewiring the connection to your ankle stabilizers. You are updating the software. Walking does not give you this challenge. Walking is automatic. This is intentional. If you are proficient at this, close your eyes. Taking away vision forces your inner ear, your vestibular system, and your foot sensors to work overtime. Be careful, have the sink right in front of you to grab if you need it. But mastering the blind flamingo makes you virtually immune to falls in the dark. Exercise number 3, the second heart. Many seniors trip. Why do they trip? Because they don't pick their toes up, they shuffle. This happens because the calf muscles and the shin muscles get weak. Also, many seniors have swelling in their ankles, edema. This makes the legs heavy. To fix both, we need heel raises. Your calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and soleus, are known as the second heart. When they contract, they pump venous blood from the legs back up to the chest. Walking works the calves, but only through a small range of motion. We need full extension. Stand behind your sturdy chair. Hold on lightly for balance. Rise up onto your tiptoes as high as you can go, like a ballerina. Hold it at the top for 2 seconds. Feel the burn. Then lower down slowly. Do 15 of these. But here's the secret sauce, the toe raise. After you do the heel raises, I want you to rock back on your heels and lift your toes off the ground. This works the tibialis anterior, the muscle on the front of your shin. This is the muscle responsible for toe clearance. When you're walking on a sidewalk and there's a crack in the concrete or a transition to a carpet, if your tibialis anterior is weak, your toe catches the lip. You trip, you fall. By strengthening this muscle, you ensure that your foot clears the obstacle every time. Walking strengthens the back of the leg. This exercise strengthens the front. You need both to be safe. Exercise number 4, the tightrope. Have you ever noticed that as people get older, their stance gets wider? They walk with their feet far apart. This is a compensation mechanism. They feel unstable, so they widen their base. But life often forces you into a narrow path, walking between tables in a restaurant, navigating a cluttered hallway. If you lose the ability to balance on a narrow base, you are vulnerable. We are going to do the tandem stance or tandem walk. Imagine there's a tightrope on your living room floor. I want you to place one foot directly in front of the other, heel to toe, touching. This is neurologically very difficult for a senior brain. It removes your lateral base of support. Hold on to your kitchen counter. Get into this position, left foot in front of right. Let go of the counter. Try to hold it for 30 seconds. Look straight ahead, not at your feet. If you can do that, try to walk like that, heel toe, down the hallway. Why is this better than regular walking? Because regular walking allows you to compensate for a bad hip or a weak ankle by shifting your weight. Tandem walking forces absolute symmetry. It exposes your weak side immediately. It forces your core, your deep abdominal muscles to engage to keep you upright. If you can master the tightrope walk in your hallway, you will navigate the grocery store with total confidence. And finally, exercise number 5, the Save Your Life step. This is the one that no one talks about. Walking is linear, it's forward motion, but 90% of hip fractures happen when someone falls sideways. You lose your balance laterally, and you don't have the muscle memory to catch yourself. We need to train the multi-directional lunge, or the clock step. Calmly imagine you're standing in the center of a giant clock. You are facing 12 o'clock. I want you to take a big step forward with your right foot to 12 o'clock. Plant the foot, bend the knee slightly, then push back to the center. This is walking muscles. That's easy. Now take a step to 3 o'clock, directly to the side. Plant the foot, shift your weight onto it, then push back to the center. This uses the gluteus medius, the side hip muscle. This is the primary stabilizer of your pelvis. If this muscle is weak, your hip drops when you walk and you are prone to sideways falls. Now take a step to 6 o'clock, backward. Most seniors are terrified of stepping backward. They never practice it. But think about your kitchen. You open the refrigerator, you grab the milk, and what do? You step back to close the door. If you haven't trained that backward step, that is when you trip over the dog. Step back, plant the toe, find your balance, step home. Do this around the clock. 12, 3, 6. Then switch legs. 12, 9, 6. This exercise, the clock, trains your body to react in 3 dimensions. It teaches your brain, if I start to fall sideways, I know how to plant my foot and catch myself. If I start to fall backward, I know where my foot needs to go. Walking forward on a treadmill for an hour will never ever teach you this skill. Let's put it all together. I am not telling you to stop walking. Walking is for your heart and your soul. It is meditation. It is fresh air. But do not confuse walking with fall protection. If you rely only on walking, you are building a house with no walls. You have a foundation, but you have no structure to withstand the storm. Here is my challenge to you. You don't need a gym. You don't need weights. Every morning, before you have your coffee or while the kettle is boiling, do 10 sit-to-stands, power. Do the Flamingo while you brush your teeth, balance. Do 15 heel and toe raises, circulation and clearance. Walk the tightrope down your hallway to the kitchen, narrow base. Do the clock step a few times on each leg, agility. This takes less than 10 minutes, but physiologically it is worth more than an hour of walking for your structural safety. I see the x-rays. I see the broken femurs. I see the crushed wrists. So many of them could have been prevented if the patient had just a little more glute power, a little more ankle stability, or the ability to take a strong sideways step. You have the power to change your trajectory. You are not fragile. You are just untrained in these specific movements. Start today, be consistent, and you won't just be walking, you will be moving through the world with the confidence of someone half your age. I am Dr. Oleksii Kalmykov. I want you to stay out of my operating room and stay on your feet. If this video opened your eyes to why walking isn't enough, please subscribe. I have more secrets to share. Move smart, stay safe, and I will see you in the next video.